A summer day. The sun is shining, birds are singing. However, birds? Actually, it's my synthesizer. In this video I will make some bird sounds with my analog synth. In the first part I will be using Chaos from Behringer, which is a marbles clone. In the second part I'll show some other ways to make these sounds. On Chaos I use the red mode. Chaos then generates random ratchets. The bias controls the number of ratchets relative to the rate of the internal clock. When I turn up the bias, it gives more and shorter gates. I will also be using the Behringer Neutron. In this video it won't be clear which connections I make in the patch field, so I will blend them in. I use VCO2 as an LFO. First I connect VCO2 to attenuator 1 and from there to the sum input. Chaos random CV goes to attenuator 2 and this signal also goes into the sum. The sum output goes to VCO1. The random gate triggers the amp envelope. VCO2 and the random input control the pitch of VCO1. They both have their own attenuator. As a variation you can use the random gates to clock the random CV, so you get different pitch on every gate. For this you need to split the gate in a multiple. With a shorter decay on your envelope you get less canary-like sounds, more like single tweets. The attenuation and the pitch of the oscillators determine the sound. If you have no module that produces ratchets, you can use an arpeggiator or a sequencer like the Korg SQ1. This time VCO2 goes to the sum input. The sum output is connected to attenuator 1 and from there the signal goes to VCO1. The sequencer triggers the amp envelope. Sample and hold is connected to attenuator 2, which also goes to the sum. The sequencer plays randomly, about half of the gates and all of different length. You can do this also without a sequencer. In this case I use the Doppler clock multiplier. As clock input I take the square wave from the LFO. A random CV goes to attenuator 1 and from there to the CV input of the clock multiplier. A second output of the LFO Make sure the random CV has the same clock as the multiplier gets. I use the Dreadbox Utopia for mixing the sample and hold CV with the Utopia LFO. The mixer output controls the pitch of the VCO. The multiplier output triggers the amp envelope. The random CV determines how many gates the multiplier sends. So you get different bursts of gates. The attenuated sample and hold signal, together with the Utopia LFO, sends pitch information to the VCO. The overall pitch can be manipulated with the offset from the Utopia. Some delay or reverb gives it some more space. In this last patch I use only the Neutron. The square wave LFO again triggers the amp envelope. VCO2 goes through an attenuator to the sum. The sum output goes to VCO1. Sample and hold is sent through attenuator 2 to the multiple. The first multiple output goes to the sum, and the second multiple output determines the LFO rate. This makes that the gates are sent randomly. With all patches you can experiment with different waveforms in your VCO, the resonance of the filter, or for example pulse width. It's not meant as an imitation of bird sounds, like this robin, but more an impression of the sound. On their own, they don't sound very realistic, but mixed together and with some effects and the right picture, it does give the right atmosphere. Thank you for watching this video and let me know if you found other ways to make these sounds.